The Hyundai Great India Drive has always been the event to look forward to each year. Over the years, we have explored the stunning grandeur of our country with Hyundai India, and the journey continues. For 2022, Hyundai India invited us to join them at the top of the world for an incredible drive with them from Srinagar to Sonmarg to Kargil, and then back for the first leg of the Great India Drive 2022. Hyundai had selected for us a convoy of brilliant all-new Hyundai Tucson to keep us not just safe, but in utmost comfort as well. With its H-Track all-wheel drive with multi-terrain modes and Level 2 ADAS features, we were going to be in safe hands. While Hyundai had found absolutely lovely weather as it prepared for the drive, just before flagging the drive for us, the weather had other plans, and we had an unusually intense spell of snowfall for late November. However, even with towering snow all around us, we had nothing to worry about. The Tucson had us covered.
Our companion for this journey is the 4th Gen Hyundai Tucson. And as you can see, it's gone through some pretty soft stuff and some rough stuff just to get here. This is beautiful Sonmarg, and from here we're going to head to Kargil. This is going to be a beautiful ride through snow, slush, maybe some off-roading depending on how good the road is. We're told it's in great condition thanks to the BRO, but let's find out. Beyond that is the line of control. It's absolutely freezing here, and imagine fighting in these conditions. It really shows the triumph of human will over everything.
The Tucson effortlessly took on the treacherous terrain and brought us back to Srinagar through Kargil. And it was time to explore Srinagar like gods intended to in a shikara. The serene calmness of the shikara ride combined with authentic Kashmiri cuisine was an experience we won't be forgetting anytime soon. We also loved driving around the scenic Dal Lake with the Himalayas making up the backdrop. Our Tucson was still wearing the mud it got covered in the snow of Zojila Pass as a badge of honor, and rightly so. It was then time to head towards Delhi. The tall mountain peaks covered in snow, the trees wearing the beautiful colors of the fall, and those lovely villages. Every inch of Jammu and Kashmir looked like a dreamy painting. As we crossed those long tunnels that are engineering marvels and proof of India's capability, we looked forward to a long night's drive with a Tucson. Before we left Delhi for the second leg of the journey, it was time for our Tucson to get some much-needed love and care. Soon after we left for our destination. The highway from Delhi to Haridwar is impeccably built, and we covered up miles rapidly. En route, we stopped over lunch just before Haridwar. Our Tucson, though, had its tank still full. The views of the Ghats and the Ganges at Haridwar are always beautiful. After Rishikesh, the climb up to the mountains really started, and the Tucson came into its own. It is surprising how easy it is to throw this big SUV around corners confidently. The 2-litre diesel engine on the Tucson is extremely capable, with 186 bhp and 416 Nm of torque on offer. You're never short of torque that you need up in the mountains. And then, there's that stunning design of the Tucson that just looks spectacular, whatever be the setting. The Tucson's bold modern design complemented the grandeur of the mighty mountains, and those striking headlight elements were a sight to behold. It was already dark when we crossed the absolute glorious Dobra Chanti Bridge and reached the gates of a very special kind of a hotel. It was then time to board a boat and ride towards shimmering huts in the water. The view that presented itself the next morning left us speechless. As the morning sun lit up the waters of the Tehri Lake and the mountains that surround it, we were struck with an awe to what was in front of us.
We've braved great cold and seen amazing vistas. But for a sense of peaceful serenity, there's nothing like a house on a lake.
These huts float on the Tehri Lake. The lake formed when the Tehri Dam, which is India's tallest dam, became functional in 2006. The incredible experience of being in the middle of the vastness of this stunning lake is an experience that words would fail to describe. The serenity, the calmness, and that feeling of being at a special place reminded us of why all this also perfectly suit the Tucson as well. Hours went by, and we just could not care. But there was the equally breathtaking and satisfying Tucson waiting for us on the banks. So we called upon our boat and gave in to the calling for exploration again. Uttarakhand has always been our favorite place to run to, and the reasons for it show up in every millimeter of it. Every road is just a tailor-made driver's paradise. We drove up a steep mountain and a narrow lane to get even more spectacular views of the place, including our Tucsons as well.
What does on top of the world really mean? We've gone over mountains, through valleys, endured avalanches and landslides. But maybe it's just a feeling. Maybe it's this feeling.